So, the England Lionesses are champions of Europe, again. But hey, if you think this was some easy victory lap, think again. This was a gritty, down-to-the-wire fight to the finish. We're going to break down just how they managed to defend their crown.
And when we say epic, we really do mean epic. To keep that trophy, England had to go the full distance against Spain, the reigning world champions, no less, and then hold their nerve through a crazy tense penalty shootout.
But you know, that final win is really just the last chapter. This whole turn, it wasn't a gentle stroll. It was a brutal slog through a gauntlet of giants. So the real question is, how on earth did they actually pull it off?
Let's be clear, this road to glory was bumpy from the very start. I'm talking long before the team even packed their bags for Switzerland. The adversity started way back.
Just look at their qualifying path. The warning signs were all there. They had to fight for 2 tough draws against Sweden, and they even lost to their old rivals, France. Yeah, they won the second match, but they still only finished as runners-up in their group. For the defending champs to just scrape through, that definitely raised some eyebrows. And that struggle, it followed them right into the main tournament. So they get to Switzerland, and who's their first match against? Of course, it had to be France. And the result? Another loss. Right out of the gate, England was on the back foot, already in survival mode. But the knockout rounds? Okay, this is where the story just gets cinematic. Against Sweden, they scraped by on penalties. Then against Italy, they were literally seconds away from going home. Before, get this, a 96th minute equalizer sends it to extra time where they snag the win. And the final against Spain, you guessed it, another penalty shootout. This team didn't blow anyone away, they just absolutely refused to lose. So you're probably wondering, who was the hero? Who was the one player scoring all those clutch goals? Well, that's the thing. There wasn't just one. The goals came from all over the pitch. 5 different players all ended up as the team's top scorers with 2 goals each. This was the absolute definition of a team effort. Now, a team doesn't just become this resilient by accident. You need an architect, a mastermind. And that brings us to the coach, Sarina Wiegman. Just let this number sink in for a second. 5. That is how many major tournament finals Sarina Wiegman has reached in a row, coaching both the Netherlands and now England. 5 straight finals. That kind of consistency is it's almost unheard of in international football. And if we zoom in on just the Euros, her record is literally perfect. This number here, 3, that stands for the last 3 Euro tournaments. She's won them all, 1 with the Netherlands and now 2 with England. A three-peat. To put it another way, the stats don't lie. Wiegman's coached in a record 17 Euro finals matches, and she's come out on top in the last 3 tournaments. When the pressure is on, she just has the winning formula. It's that simple. So, okay, you've got this incredibly resilient team and a genius coach. But this one felt like it was about more than just another trophy. This was about forging a legacy, about redemption, and about rewriting history. And to really get why this victory felt so sweet, you have to remember the bitter taste that came before it. You have to go back to that absolutely crushing loss in the 2023 Women's World Cup final. Think about it. In 2023, it was England versus Spain in the World Cup final. The result? A 1-0 loss. Utter heartbreak. Fast forward 2 years, it's the Euro final, and it's England versus Spain all over again. The exact same opponent on the biggest stage, but this time, a different outcome. This time, England finds a way. That's not just a win, that is pure redemption. And if you zoom out and look at the big picture, you can really see the transformation. For decades, getting to a major final meant pain. A loss in '84, a loss in '09. But look at the pattern these last few years. Win, loss, and now win again. This isn't a team that just hopes to win anymore. This is a team that expects to win. And here's one final stat to cement their place in history. 2. By winning this, England becomes only the 2nd team in the entire history of the Women's Euros to win back-to-back titles. They are now in some seriously exclusive company. So what does it all mean? You have a team that was forged in fire, a coach who seems to have a golden touch, and a historic victory that was all about redemption. It leaves us with one massive, fascinating question. With back-to-back titles and a coach who just doesn't lose in this tournament, Are we watching the dawn of a new dynasty in women's football?